Okay, David, firstly, a point at Milton Keynes. What are your final thoughts on that game?
I thought we were a marginally better team, and if somebody was going to win it, it'd be us. I thought we started the game well, and I thought we finished the game well. I thought the bit in between was fairly even. I thought it was important in the end. We didn't lose. Not that we went into the game thinking that, and I have to say we weren't thinking that. The way we finished the game suggested that wasn't the case either. But the point was an important point in the end, and that's set us up for this weekend.
That's it. It's gone down to the wire, like a lot of people predicted, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think I said it. I've certainly said it privately. I can't remember if I've said it to you guys, but if you'd have said to us in August, you'll have one game to get in the playoffs, would have snatched your hand off. If you'd have said to us in February, would have snatched your hand off, and would have probably said the same in March and April. So here we are. Here we are. We didn't play for it to be like this. Obviously, we tried to get in before today, tomorrow, like. But yeah, it's a good game to look forward to.
And how are the lads? What's the mood in the group?
Yeah, it's like it's been for a long time. It's one where they're excited and looking forward to it, but at the same time, I keep saying it's about getting better all the time. Can we get better than we were last week? Can we get better than we were yesterday? Because if we keep improving and keep the progress going, then although results might not be linear, we know that eventually we'll get to where we want to be. And I think when you look over the course of the season, we have improved across lots of different facets, and we're not where we need to be, but we've made progress. And this week is about progress. Can we better the result from last week? Can we be better than the opposition? Can we be better than what we were trying to do last week? This coming week, and that's the challenge.
I think a big mark of progress as well is we obviously had a Player of the Year awards on Monday night. It was a close run thing, really, in between a number of players to get the award. Obviously, it went to George McEachran in the end, Greeny goal, and Evan Young player. What's your thoughts on that, really, and how well they've been doing this season?
Yeah, I think obviously I have no idea how close the votes were or anything like that. I didn't know who'd won it until the name got announced. But the fact that there was 5, 6, 7, 8 contenders is a really pleasing thing from my point of view, because it shows that there's a number of players that have performed extremely well. There was quite a few players that didn't even get mentioned, really, even though they've had really good seasons. So all in all, it was a really good night, positive night. Obviously, well done to George and Evan and Greeny for his goal. And we hope there's still a few more sort of twists and turns in our season beyond Saturday.
In terms of your squad selection, we know we've had a difficult journey throughout the season, not just recently with injuries. Do you feel like we're at a stage now where there's some managerial headaches to be made in terms of your selection?
Yeah, one or two in one or two positions, which is good and it's pleasing, but nothing major, I wouldn't say. But one or two is more than what we've had for the majority of the season. Like I said, early on the season we didn't have any midfielders, and we ended up playing 2 fullbacks in there against Bradford, and then we've had one fit striker for, I don't know how many, I keep saying 12 games, I don't know if it's 12 or 10 or 8 or 15, but a long time, and against Crewe we didn't even have one fit striker. So we've done extremely well to be where we are. I don't want it to make it about injuries. Throughout the course of the season, I've never spoke really much about injuries, and certainly not blamed them. Because it does a disservice to the lads that are fit, and it might take the edge off them. Whatever team we've put out, whatever team's gone out there in the stripes, have given their all this season, and we need one big push on Saturday, and hopefully that's enough to get us another couple of games, regardless of selection dilemmas and who gets the nod.
Wimbledon is our final opponent. They're going to be a tough test, aren't they? And defensively, they are the strongest in the division. They've obviously been struggling to score goals. They haven't scored since Port Vale at the beginning of April. Does that in itself pose some issues? Yeah,
it's the same before you play any team. Can you score goals against them? Can you stop them scoring goals? It was a real tough game down there, and we managed to edge it with a goal, and I thought it probably played out as we expected it to, and we're expecting a similar kind of affair on Saturday. So we're hoping that it's tight and cagey, and we hope that we get a little bit of quality from some of our players to get some goals, and that's the plan. You only have to win by one, and the clarity that our situation allows, hopefully that'll be enough.
As I'm sure you know, like you say, you predict it's going to be a cagey game. They'll likely only need a draw. We'll likely need a win. Do you expect the game to be really closely fought affair?
I think so, but it's hard to tell. It's League Two. It's they might surprise and do something that we're not sure. We might surprise them and do something that they're not aware of. So yeah, it's just, let's be honest, it's 11 lads against 11 lads with some subs, and once they go out there, it'll be whichever plays better on the day. That's not me trying to downplay it. It's a big game. It's probably the biggest game this football club's had in its recent history, but it's one that we're all looking forward to, and one that the lads have deserved to play in. So hopefully we get over the line. It won't be for a lack of trying, it won't be for a lack of effort, and we've got hopefully 90 more minutes to show that we are worthy of a playoff place.
Johnny Jackson obviously received his marching orders against Port Vale. He obviously won't be in the dugout. It's going to be their assistant. Do you think that will have a play on things?
Not particularly, if I'm being honest. I'm sure Johnny will be up in the stands. Terry's a great bloke, first of all, like Johnny is. And he's been an assistant manager for a number of years. He knows how to interact with players on the touchline, so I can't see it being too much of a distraction for them. I don't know, might be his, but I think if it was us and I was sat in the stand, it wouldn't be, because Sean would look after the troops and would get the messages down. So I can't see it being, I presume they've got mobile phones and they're not relying on seagulls to pass messages, so I'm sure they'll be just fine.
Yeah. Lastly, like we said, this whole interview, and everyone knows the stakes couldn't really be higher this weekend. The fans, they've sensed that, they've sold out Blundell Park. What's your message to them from minute 1 to minute 90?
First of all, thanks. I appreciate, even though we are where we are, times are still tough economically, and I know for a lot of people it's still hard going. So to come and support us is we're extremely thankful for it. I just hope that, one, we give them something to cheer about, but two, they also understand where we are, that bigger picture, and actually go, we saw last week at MK Dons, the best chance of the whole game come in the 93rd minute. And it could be the same Saturday. So it only takes 1 second, and it might be the last few seconds. And hopefully, like I say, we get over the line, because we're going to need them all. All them fans creating a raucous atmosphere. They're bringing 1,200. It'll be a great atmosphere, and hopefully we give the fans plenty to cheer about.